Every single dog on the planet is reactive. Every single one. So why is your dog the problem? You've been managing it for months, maybe longer. The routes that you avoid, times of day, the other dog coming around the corner that makes your stomach drop. Someone called it reactive. Possibly a vet, possibly a trainer. Maybe just someone in a Facebook group who'd seen it before. You took the word home because it felt like progress. At least now it has a name. But here's the thing about that word. It doesn't actually tell you anything. So you did what everyone does. More exercise. Longer walks. 2, 3, 4 if you can manage it. Because a tired dog is a good dog. You get home, you're exhausted, and the dog is zooming around the living room and knocking things over. Think about what happens when you go to the gym. After you've finished a hard section and come home, you're ready for bed, right? No. You're buzzing, restless. Your body's worked, but your head is still going. You need to come down before you can switch off. That's your dog every single walk. Physical exercise raises arousal before it lowers it. In a high drive dog, that arousal doesn't just go quietly. It needs somewhere to go. And if you haven't given it somewhere to go, it goes everywhere. But there's something else happening too. Every long walk is a conditioning session. You're not emptying a tank, you're building a bigger one. Your dog's body is adapting, getting fitter, needing more to feel the same effect. It's the same reason a marathon runner can't get tired on 20-minute jogs anymore. You set out to exhaust your dog, and what you actually did was train an athlete. More miles, same problem, just fitter and more wound up.
So, what does reactive actually mean? Because if exercise isn't the answer, the label's probably not the problem either. Reactive means responding to a stimulus. That's it. That's the whole definition. If your dog reacts to another dog, reactive. You flinch if someone slams a door, reactive. A bird takes off from a bush and your dog spins, reactive. Every living thing with a nervous system is reactive. It's not a condition, it's biology. Calling your dog reactive is like calling them breathing. It's technically accurate, but completely useless.
So what's actually going on? Because something clearly is. When people say reactive, what they usually mean is the dog is doing something they can't control, something that's socially inconvenient, something that looks like a problem. But behaviour doesn't come out of nowhere. A dog that lunges, barks, fixates, won't settle, that dog is communicating something. And in a lot of cases, especially with working breeds, high drive dogs, and dogs that were built to do a job, what they're communicating is simple. I have needs that aren't being met. Not because you're a bad owner, because the label pointed you at the behaviour, and nobody looked underneath it. Working line dogs are selected over generations for one thing: the ability to keep going when everything else has stopped. Tenacity, focus, drive. Put that dog into a suburban street with nothing to do, and it looks like chaos. It looks like reactivity. The dog isn't broken. That environment doesn't fit the dog. A pointer that locks onto a pigeon isn't being reactive. A spaniel that flushes every bush on the walk isn't being naughty. And a visitor that can't switch off at the end of the day isn't being anxious. They're doing exactly what they've been built to do, in a context that has no outlet for it. And when that outlet isn't there, that pressure goes somewhere else. And that's what people are labelling.
So the question isn't, how do I stop my dog from being reactive? The question is, what does my dog actually need? And that's a harder question, because it doesn't have a quick answer. But it is the right question to ask. Once you start asking it, the behaviour will start to make sense. Not as a problem, but as information for you to use. Your dog isn't difficult. Your dog is trying to communicate. And the label is just getting in the way of hearing to it. Reactive tells you what the dog does. It doesn't tell you why. Start there.